Good afternoon, everybody. Online, can you hear me? Can you see the screen? Just checking. Let me see who's online. Calcian, can you hear me? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So we're basically continuing what we've been doing over the past 2 days. This is the 3rd day. We're gonna have another session tomorrow. All right. So the aim is to be able to identify some of the minute differences in a lot of the questions that we know will be repeated on the exam paper. All right, because we don't want to go in there with a false sense of security. We have access to these papers, so it makes sense to be smart with them. All right. So we're going to focus on measurements and statistics today. And then tomorrow we're going to finish off with all the other topics, functions and vectors and matrices and so on. Trigonometry and all these things tomorrow. I think we're doing some transformation tomorrow as well. So tomorrow is going to be the last day. And then, as you know, Wednesday and Thursday, we're gonna do some activities relating to how we want to operate in the exam room on Friday. All right, so let's just run through these questions and I'll see if I can point out to you some of the similarities and differences. So even on the screen is with this first question, this diagram and this diagram is the same, except for the fact that they give us this height, but here they don't give it to us. They give us h. But the same diameter of 6, same cylinder. Well, so let's see look what it says. So this one over here says item 31 refers to the following diagram, which shows a cylinder of diameter 3. No, we don't work with diameter. So the first thing I would do for this question is record R as 3 centimeters, because we tend to work with radius. Same thing for this one. R is 3 centimeters. That's the first thing. All right. Question says the volume of the cylinder in cm cube in terms of pi is what? So basically calculate the volume of this thing. So we know the volume is the area of the base, which is pi r squared times the height. That's what we're calculating. And they want the answer in terms of pi. So when you get the answer, you're not going to work out the pi. So it becomes pi times the radius is 3, so that is 3 squared, and the height is 20. And the height is 20. So this here is 9 times 20, that's 180. So it becomes 180 pi centimeters cubed. Let's say in terms of pi, so this is 180. Let's look at this question, what the difference is. So in this question, what it is that they gave us the 180 as a part of the question there. All right, and that's what they've been doing these days. They give us the same question and interchange answers in the question and so on, interchanging values. And this time, I guess they want us to find the height each, which is going to be now this 20 down here. But let's see. It says if the volume of the cylinder is 180 pi, and that's in terms of pi, then the height of the cylinder is what? So you see? So basically interchange the information. What they ask you with what they gave us. So if you give it this one, you want to calculate it. We know again that the volume is still pi r squared h, but we know that this is equal to 180. All right, and the radius is still 3. So this we know is 180 pi. That's what we know is 180 pi. So we're really working out this part here. All right, so the pi is going to cancel. So the pi on the left side cancel the pi on the right side. And we want to find h, remember? So we're going to divide by the r squared. So then we're going to end up with the h that we want equals 180 divided by the r squared under here, but the r is 3, so it's 3 squared. So it becomes 180 divided by 9, which then would work out to 20. So the h is this 20. So it's an interchange on the same question, really. All right, CSEC likes to do that. So this one now, after they gave us the radius as 3, and it says the diagram below not drawn to scale shows a cylinder, the radius is 3 and the height is 8. what is the volume? So it's another V equals pi r squared h. And so it's straightforward again. It is pi times the radius is 3 squared times the height is 8 this time. This time the height is 8. So that becomes pi times, this is 9 times 8. The 9 times 8 is 72. So we're getting 72 times pi. 72 times pi. So the answer is this one right here. 72 times pi. All right. So those are some cylinder questions. All right. Here now, we have some other stuff. So this one here on the screen, number 31, this is telling us that 1 millimeter is 1 over 1,000 meters. Or we can say 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. Same thing. We could also say 1 meter is equivalent to 1,000 millimeters, which is something that we should know. All right. And now they ask us, what is this in meters? So you see that to go from millimeters to meter, you basically divide by 1,000. That's what it is. You divide by 1,000. So you see to divide this by 1,000. Right? So it becomes 2500 over 1,000 meters. So to divide by 1,000, move decimal point 3 places to the left. And so it's going to become 2.5. 2.5 meters. So the answer is this one right here. Now they could give you this question, again, and just change, for example, this value and put 2.5, put another 0 on it. And then the answer will be this one. Simple as that. So don't go in there assuming that it's the same question, guys, right? You can give it back everything and just put an additional 0 on this. And then you might go there thinking it's the same question. And it's actually something different. All right, let's continue. But I might give you, instead of 2,500, I might give you 250. All right, and then the answer would be this one up here. So they can make those minor changes. You have to be careful. How many kilograms are there in 1 ton? Nobody should know this. This is 1,000. 1,000 kilograms make a ton. All right. Then we have some trapezium questions. I like to give trapezium questions. The key thing about trapezium, remember, the area is half the sum of the parallel sides, A and B are the parallel sides, times the distance between them. Right? That's if you have a trapezium, maybe looking like this. And this side is A and this side is B. And the perpendicular height is H between them. The perpendicular height between the parallel sides is H. Okay, this becomes the area. All right? That is key for these trapezium questions. All right, so look at this first one now. These two are basically similar. So again, it's the same trapezium, 8, 18, 8, 18. This one, they give it the height of 5. This one, they put the height as H. All right, so it's basically the same question, but they interchange the information. This one is asking us for the area, straight. So it's half the sum of the parallel sides times the distance between the parallel sides. So this one would be half the 8 plus the 18 times the distance between them is 5 times 5. That's what you're working out. So it's half of the 8 and the 18. We can put 4 plus 9 times the 5. Count half of the 8 and half of the 9. That becomes 13 times 5. 13 times 5 is 65. So this answer here is 65. And what it might be in this question, they give us the 65 right here. I can't see it, but that's what it is. This figure right here is 65. This is 65. So they're telling us now the area is 65 centimeters squared. And they're asking us for the height. So because it's the same question, with the height is going to be this 5. Right? Because it's basically the same question, but they give us the area this time. So in this case, if you're working it out, because they might change the values, they don't have to give you 8 and 18 and so on, and 65. You still have to know how to work it out. What it is that you're equating the area to 65 now. So you would say that half the sum of the parallel side, which is the 8 and the 18, times the height that you don't know, is now equal to 65. That's the calculation. You're trying to find the h from this. So again, this inside here will be 13, because it's half of the 4 and the 18. That's half of the 8 and the 18. That's 4 plus 9. That's 13 again. So this will become 13h equals 65. And you divide by the 13. The h will be equal to 65 over 13. And that would work out to the 5. And so the answer will be 5 right here. This is 5. This last value here is a 5.0 centimeters. All right, that is it from another paper. So these come from different papers. All right, other trapezium questions are here. Here's another one. This one gives us that diagram and it asks us for the area again. So what it is that you can't use this as a height. The height you want is the perpendicular height, perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. These are the parallel sides. This is the distance between them. That's what you're using. So again, it becomes half the sum of the parallel side, which is 8 and 12, and the perpendicular distance between them, which is 3. Right here says 20, half of 20 is 10. 10 times 3 is 30. That equals 30. All right, so the area of this one is 30. All right. Look at this one now. I want to pay attention to this one now. This came off 2 different papers. Same exact diagram they gave. And they're asking the same thing for the perimeter. See, they're asking for the perimeter. The perimeter they want. They're asking for the perimeter. 2 different papers, this you know. Same diagram, exact same diagram. Asking for perimeter. But this one, see the key thing here. Key change that people might miss. This one wants it in centimeters. This one wants it in millimeters. That's the only difference. One wants it in centimeters. One wants it in millimeters. So you have to be careful. All right. So you can work this one by knowing that, by using that 100 centimeter is 1 meter. So to get these in centimeters, you basically multiply by 100. So this side will be 41 centimeters. This side will be 21 centimeters. This side will be 18 centimeters. And this side will be 12 centimeters. And the perimeter, adding up all of those. I guess it's going to be something with the 9. I just want to make sure it's 92. Looks like 92 if you add them up, right? In centimeters. So it will be 41 plus 12 plus 18 plus 21. That's what it is. All right. So these 2 inside here give me 30. And these 2 give me 62. So that's a 92. They add up to 92. But if you want it in millimeters now, then it's going to be 920. Right? Because this is centimeters. So if you want it in millimeters, then it's going to be 920. Right? This one. If you want it in millimeters, it's going to be this. So the same figure, but because you want it in millimeters, now this is the answer. So a lot of persons are going to know this question, see this one, and think it's the same question, and maybe mark the 92 here, which will be wrong. Get me? That will be wrong. All right, so I have to be careful. All right, let's continue. Down here, another trapezium question where they're asking us again, which of the following not drawn to scale as this area? So since that is the area, We know that the 4 and the 5 are the parallel sides, and the distance between the parallel sides is 2. That's what you're looking for. These are the parallel sides, and this is the distance between the parallel sides. So that's what you're looking for. So the parallel side must be 5 and 4. So it could be this, 5 and 4, but the distance between them must be 2. So it has to be this one is the answer. The distance between the parallel sides, those are the parallel sides, and the distance between them is 2. So this one will give you the area, half the 4 plus 5 times the 2. So this is the answer. You want the perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. All right, so that is the answer for that one. That is the one that has that area that they gave us here. All right, next one. More trapezium questions. So these again are similar. Right, so these two questions is the same diagram basically. Same diagram. Let's see what the difference is. So this one here says, the trapezium with height h has an area of x squared. So telling us that the area is x squared. The equation that must be used, or that may be used to find x, is that you're equating the area to this x squared. There's a rectangle question similar to this. Right? So the x squared, which is the area, is put up here. Let's write it on the diagram itself. The x squared area is going to be half the sum of the parallel sides, which is this plus this. 2 plus x minus 4 times the distance between the parallel side, which is h. That's what you're working out. And this 2 minus 4 becomes a negative 2. So it becomes half of x minus 2 times h. That's what it is. All right, and what all they have done, they have put h over 2. This half of h can be written as h over 2. But the answer is the first one. This is the answer right here. See, half of h is this h over 2. And you have x minus 2 inside here. That is it. Over here, this is the same thing. Or they're asking what the height can be expressed. So it's a different question, you know. This one wants that expression for the height. So it says the trapezium with height h has an area of x squared again. Same thing. It says the height of a trapezium can be expressed. So you're basically taking this equation that we got over here and you're making h a subject. That's what this is about. The same equation that we got. So the same rectangle, same trapezium, everything. So we would get, let me do it in blue. So we would get that the x squared is equal to h over 2 into x minus 2. Same work like over here, because the same trapezium. And then you want to make h a subject. So you multiply by 2 and then divide this under to transpose to make h a subject. So the h would become 2 times x squared divided by the x minus 2. So the answer is the first one again. A. 2 times x squared divided by x minus 2. So it's the same question, but I ask something different. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. All right, so we're getting into some rectangles and squares now. All right, so this question says, which of the following statements is true about the perimeter of the square and the rectangle? So the perimeter of this one is going to be 4 times 12, right? It's going to be 4 times 12. Because each side is 12. Or you can say it's going to be 2 times 12 plus 12. 12 plus 12, I multiply that by 2. That's going to be 2 times 24, which is 48. And for this one, it's going to be 2 times the 9 plus 16. That's going to be the perimeter of this one. That's 2 times 25. So this one is going to be 50. So this perimeter is larger. So let's see what the answer is now. So the B is larger. So this is the answer. A is less than B. Answer the last one. Perimeter of A is less than the perimeter of B. That is it. Easy question. Next one over here. All right, so this question now, this set of questions, right? These three questions, they all relate to something that you must know. That the total exterior angle of any polygon is 360 degrees, regardless of the number of sides. Total exterior angle of any polygon is 360 degrees. These three questions all talking about exterior angles. All right. Remember, the total exterior angle of any polygon is 360, regardless of the number of sides. All right. So this one says, in which of the following polygon does the sum of the measure of the interior angle equal the sum of the measure of the exterior angle? But we know that the sum of the measure of the exterior angle is 360 now. This is 360. This is 360. This we know is 360 degrees. So the sum of the interior and the sum of the exterior equal. That means that you have a quadrilateral. I will know that the exterior is 360. So they're asking you what quadrilateral you have when the interior is 360. Get that off the screen for you. So it's a quadrilateral that we have. How long have that been on the screen? Oh, all right. Hold on a second, guys. We'll get this off the screen. All right, so the quadrilateral, right? This one now, another one right here. It says each exterior angle of a regular polygon. The word regular means that all sides equal, all angles equal. It's a regular polygon. And it is saying each of the angles there is 60 degrees. Each exterior angle is 60 degrees. Then what polygon do we have? We need to know the number of sides. So remember, if it has 6 angles, all right, the same number of angles that it has is the same number of sides that it has. But what you know is that the total exterior angle must be 360. So since each of them is 60 degrees, let's say it has n sides. N sides it has. So we can know what n is. It means that 60 times n degrees, 60 degrees times n is equal to 360 degrees. Because this represents the total exterior angle. Because each of them is 60 degrees. Right? So 60 degrees times n is equal to 360. And so if you divide by this 60, you're going to get 6. So the n will be equal to 360 degrees divided by 60 degrees, which is 6. So if it has 6 sides, then it's a hexagon. It's a hexagon. All right? This is another question. It says, if the sum of the interior angle of a polygon is 4 right angles, then what it is? Now, 4 right angles means 4 times 90 degrees. That is 360 degrees. And so if it has 360 degrees as its total interior angle, then it's a quadrilateral. All right, so this is the one that I want you all to remember, guys, this one. And I can change the angle here, but the key thing is that total exterior angle is 360. All right, so remember that total exterior angle is 360, whatever the number of sides is. Total exterior angle is always 60 degrees. Let's continue. So getting into some sector work now. These are all measurement questions. This question says, if the circumference of this circle is 15 centimeters, so telling us what the circumference is, then the length of the minor arc over here, remember the arc is a fraction of the circumference. The arc is a fraction of the circumference. And the fraction is taken by the 120 over 360. That's the sector angle. So this arc is going to be 120 over 360 times the circumference, which is 15. That's what you're working on. And they have the answers here. So this is this one. fraction of the circumference is the arclet, and it's the minor one that want it. You have to be careful. So I can give about this question, and just change this word to major. And then you want this angle, this sector over here, this side. All right. And so you'd have to do 360 minus that. Or you'd have to do 2 pi r. You have to do 2 pi r minus this calculation. In any case, be careful. This one down here says, this diagram refers, this item 32 refers to the following diagram, which shows the sector of a circle AOB such that angle AOB 60 degrees and the radius is R. Radius is R. This is the radius. OB is the radius. It said, what is the area? So area of a sector is a fraction of the area of the circle. The sector angle is 60 degrees, so it becomes the area of the sector is 60 over 360 times the area of the circle would be pi r squared. And this 60 over 360 is 1 over 6. We divide it 2 by 60. So you get 1 over 6 times pi r squared. So this is the answer you're looking for. 1 over 6 pi r squared, which is the first one. So far, so good. Nice and easy. More sector questions coming. Here's another one. All right, so this one gives us this diagram. It says, if the length of the minor arc is 8, so they're telling us how long this is. The length of the minor arc is 8. What is the circumference? I know that the arc is a fraction of the circumference. So you could say that this arc length, which is 8, is 60 over 360 times the circumference. I try to find the circumference. And that is equal to, tell us it's 8. That is equal to 8. So that is the calculation. And this 6 over 360 again is 1 over 6 times the circumference is equal to 8. We're trying to find the circumference. You just simply multiply 2 by the 6. Circumference equals 8 times 6. So circumference is 48. 8 times 6 is 48. So circumference is 48 centimeters. Right there. All right. These two questions are the same. Right here, 38. This one says, the area of a triangle is 30 and the base is 10. What is the height? Over here, it says the area of a triangle is 60 now and the base is 12. What is the height? So the same question, but they just change the values. Same question, they change the values. So the working out is the same. What do we know? We know that the area, which is 30, is half base times height, and the base is 10. So we know that half the base, which is 10, times the height that we don't know, is equal to 30. That's what it is. This half of 10 is 5. 5h is equal to 30. We divide by the 5, you're going to get 6. So the h is 6. So the h is 6. Over here is a similar calculation. Half the base, which is 12, times the height that we don't know, right? They're asking us for the height that we don't know, calling it h, is equal to 60. Half of this 12 is 6. 6h equals 60. And so the h must be 10 in this case. So the h in this case is 10. All right, that is that. Moving right along. This question says, if the area of the major sector, that's over here now, the major sector is 515. Then the area of the circle, what is the area of the circle? So this major sector angle is going to be 300 degrees. Remember, total angle in there is 360. So inside here, so it's 300 degrees. And they're telling us that that area, which is a fraction of a whole circle, is 515. So we can set up the equation. The area of this sector, this area, is 300 over 360 times the area of the circle. Let's call it A. They're telling us that it is equal to 515. And from this now, we're trying to find the A. That is all. This becomes 5 over 6. Because you divide this by 30, by 60, you get 5. Divide this by 60, you get 6. This becomes 5 over 6. So the area then, you're going to multiply up the 6 and divide on the 5. So it becomes 515 times 6 divided by 5. And then this 5 can divide into this. It becomes what? 103. Because 5 into the 500 give me 100. 5 into the 15 is 3, so I get 103. When I cancel 5 into that. Then I'm doing 6 times 103. So 6 times 100 is 600. And then 6 times the 3 is 18. And that's what you're supposed to get. 618. So this is the answer right here. That is that. All right? That is that. Next question. You know, this is the same question. And the reverse information. No, this one is about sector. This one is about sector. I think there's another question that reverse information. But let's see. Let's see up here. Up here. This question gives us this diagram again. And there are 2 questions on the same diagram. One in this box and one down here. Same diagram. Let's do this one up here first. It says in the diagram, no, let's do this one first. But this one relates to this question over here. The same question, the reverse information. So the 103 that we got up here is it they gave us right here. So now the 103. See there? All right, so before for those things. All right, this one says if the area of the minor sector now is 103, what is the area of the circle? So this time is the minor sector they give us. This sector here is the minor sector. The sector angle there is 60. So this time 60 over 360 times the area of the circle. They're asking for the area of the circle. We're calling it A. They're telling us it is equal to 103. This calculation is 1 over 6. So 60 into this goes 1 time, 60 into this, so 6 times. To find the A, we're going to multiply the 6 over here. So the A is going to become, go back for the blue, just to show. So the A that we want is going to become 6 times 103, which is the same 618. Same area, same circle, same area, 618 that we got over here. It is the same circle. All right, but they give us some other information. And then for the same circle now, they give us this information, they're asking us this now. It says, in the diagram, the length of the corresponding major arc, FE, is 40. That's over here now. That is 40. The major arc, which is subtended by this major sector angle, which is 300 degrees. And they're asking us for the circumference of the circle. So a similar thing. It means that 300 over 360 times the circumference is equal to 40. That's the length of this arc over here is 40. It will be 300 over 360 times the circumference is equal to 40. So that's what you're solving. All right. They ask us, what is the circumference? I'm not seeing that answer there. Something is wrong. But I've got to multiply this by 6. Oh, like this is 5 over 6. Oh, it's correct. It's correct. I will multiply by 6 and then divide by 5. All right. So this becomes 5. We divide by 6. This becomes 6. So it's going to become 48 actually. So you're going to get C equals 40 times 6 over 5. 5 into this goes 8 times. And then 8 times 6 is 48. So the answer is going to be this 48 right here. Yeah, the answer is there, 48. I'll just circle the wrong one, 48. What is it? All right, so far so good. Well, look sleepy at the end of the day. So I like morning classes, you know. That's why I like morning classes. You guys need some Red Bull, some boom, some energy drink, or you need some exercise. All right, let's continue. All right. Some speed and time and distance. Now, this one says, if it took a speedboat 9 hours to travel a distance of 1080 kilometers, what is the average speed? The average speed is the distance over the time, which is simply 1080 over the 9. That's 120, because the 9 goes into the 108 12 times. And you have about this 0, 120. That's 120 right here. All right, next one. It says the length of the sides of a triangle are x, 2x, and 2x. If the perimeter is 20, what is the value of x? I think we did this question already. So the perimeter is 20, so it means that x plus 2x plus the other 2x is equal to 20. That's what it is. And you're solving for x. This is 5x. So 5x equals 20. Divided by the 5, the x equals 4. This one is very easy. All right, that one is easy. Next question over here. It says squares and rectangles now. It says a square has the same area as a rectangle with sides 9 and 16 centimeters. What is the length of the side of a square? All right, so the area is the same. A square has the same area as this. So what is the area of this now? The area of this is 9 times 16. I don't have to work it out, you know. I don't have to work out everything. All right, 9 times 60 is the area of the rectangle. So it means that the area of the square. So we can work it out this way. The area of a square is the same area. Let's read it properly. A square has the same area as a rectangle with these sides. So that area of the square is going to be equal to 9 times 16. I'm not going to expand it out. The area of the square, you can call it x squared, is 9 times 16. And I'm going to square root it to find the length of each side. So length of each side is the square root of the 9 times 16. Square root of the 9 is 3, and the square root of the 16 is 4. 3 fours is 12. So this is it. That is it. Down here, similar thing, but this time is perimeter. A square has the same perimeter as a rectangle, 9 and 15. This one was 9 and 16. This is now 9 and 15. 9 and 15. So the square now has the same perimeter. So the perimeter of the square is going to be equal to 2 times the sum of this. 2 times the 9 plus 15. That's the perimeter of the square. But the perimeter of the square, what they're asking us for? The length of the side of the square. But the perimeter of the square, you can call it 4x, where x is one side, becomes equal to 2 times 9 plus 15. If you want to put 24 inside here, that's fine. But they're going to divide by 4. So the x is going to be half of this. Okay, divide by this 4. So we're going to go 2 over 4 times, must be sum with a half. Must be sum with a half. Is that so? What's 9 times 15? Half of, this is how much? 24. 24. Oh, so it's 12. So it's 12. Same 12 now. Same 12. I guess the same question. don't want the area, so have to read carefully. So a square has the same perimeter. Let's call the perimeter 4x of the square. So the perimeter of the square, the 15 plus 11, because this is the perimeter of the rectangle. This right here says 26. I don't want to expand it out. So it becomes 4 times the length of each side of the square. That's the perimeter. Becomes 2 times, this will be 26. And you're going to divide by this 4. So the x becomes 2 times the 26 over 4, working out each side. And you're going to square that to get the area. What is work out to? This work out to what? 13. 13. Therefore, the area becomes 13 squared, which is 169. So this is it, 169. That is it. All right, this becomes 13 because I do 2 into this goes 1, and then 2 into this goes 13. If I can't see it down, I'm getting 13 without expanding it. If I can use a calculator. Here, it says the circumference of a circle is 154. If pi is 22 over 7, then the radius, I want us to tell them the radius. This means that 2 pi r, that's the circumference, 2 pi r is equal to 154. And the pi is 22 over 7 right here. So it means that 2 times 22 over 7 times the radius is equal to 154. That's what you're working out. All right, so we can divide it down step by step. Divide both sides by 2 first. Divide this side by 2 and divide this side by 2. And divide this by 2, I'm going to get 77. Then I can divide by the 22. No, divide by 11. So I divide by 11. Here and here, I'm going to get 2 and 7 over there. So I'm going to get, I'm going to know, let me write it out, what I'm going to get next. So 22 over 7r equals now 77. If I divide by 11 on both sides, this becomes 2, this becomes 7. And from that, now if I want to find the r becomes, you multiply up the 7, I get 7 times 7 over 2. 77 is 49 over 2. So it's something with a half in it. So this is the only answer with a half in it. 24 and a half. That is it. Simplify it down. That's just it. You know, the ironic thing, you say you're doing ADMAS next year. Say ADMAS can calculate in the multiple choice exam. Can't believe you can't use calculator and CSEC. Ridiculous. All right, this question says, the distance around a lake is 8 kilometers. It says on a map, this distance around the lake is represented by a length of 2 centimeters. What is the scale of the map? So what it means is that 2 centimeters to 8 kilometers is the scale. To get it down to numerical values like that, you need to make the 2 units become the same. So first I'm going to divide 2 by 2, because these 2 sides can be divided 2 by 2. So 1 centimeter is equivalent to 4 kilometers. I need to convert this kilometer to centimeters now. I'll convert it to meters first. 1 centimeter is 4,000 meters, because we know that 1,000 meters is a kilometer. And then you want it in centimeters. 100 centimeters make a meter. So 1 centimeter to, I'm going to change this now to centimeters by adding 2 more zeros. So I'm going to get 4,000 and add 2 more zeros to get centimeters. And then I can drop off the units. And so the result is 1 to 400,000, which is the last one down here. I guess based on this, once I reach to here, in fact, once I reach to here, had to be this answer because it could not be any of these two, and it also cannot be this one. So we didn't have to work all the way down. We could have seen that once you got to here, we could have seen that this is the answer. All right, you're bringing this to centimeters. So this is the amount of centimeters that it is. All right, that finishes that one. We're going to finish the measurements and then take a break, right? We'll start the statistics. But I think it's a good amount of measurements that we have. This one says the distance around the edge of a circular pond is 88. What is the radius? The distance around the circular pond is 2 pi r. And they tell us it is 88. I want the radius. So you're going to divide by the 2 pi. So the radius is going to become 88 divided by 2 pi, which is this last answer down here. Nice and easy. This question, it says a rectangle, the area of a rectangle is 53.6. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, then the area would then be, so basically recalculating the area. Let us scheme it up. So it's like you have a rectangle, and you have a length and a width. And the area of this one is 53.6. It means that the length times the width is 53.6, leaving off the units, right? And then this rectangle is reshaped into another rectangle. What happened? The length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half. So they stretch it out like this and they cut the width to half. Right? Let's just draw it like that, not to scale. So the length becomes 4L and the width becomes half W. Half W. And they're asking us for the new area. The width becomes half of W. So the new area, this is the original area, and we know that area will be L times W. So over here, the new area, let's just write area now that we're trying to find, will be this times this. This times this. So it will be half W times 4L. So the half of the 4 is 2. So you get 2 times WL. Well, remember, the WL is 53.6. So this therefore becomes 2 times 53.6. That is the answer. 2 times 53.6, which has to be this one right here. That is the answer. The new area. All right, that's how that question can be done. This one says the perimeter of a square is 56. What is the area? So we're going to divide by 4 and square it. So the perimeter of a square is 56, right? So it means that 4x equals 56, where x is the length of one side. So x equals 56 over 4, which becomes what? 14. Divide, don't gonna get 14. So the area then of a square becomes 14 squared, length squared, which is 196. 14 squared is 196. So this is the answer this time. 196. All right. Next one, similar question. The perimeter of a square is 48. So it means that 4x equals 48, calling the x the length of one side. Divide by the 4, the x is equal to 12. And so the area then, that the word, is equal to the length squared, which is 12 squared, which is this 144 down here. 144. All right, that finishes that page. Then we'll come to some of these shapes. So much page of measurements we have left. We have a few more pages of measurements. Then we're gonna break and go on to statistics. So if we can let's see if we can finish the session about an hour and a half now, or 2 hours. It's so quick we can finish it. Just want to get through the questions. All right, just exposing you to all these questions. These again are similar questions from 2 different papers. The area of a rectangle is 60 centimeters squared, and the base is 12. What is the height? It's like a question we did before. This one said the area is 60, and the base is, and the height is 10. And now asking us for the base. So the same kind of question, right? I think it's the same question. Let's do it in red on this. So they're telling us that half the base is 12. 12 times the height. Looks like we do it already, you know. H is 60. That area is 60. This becomes 6. So 6H equals 60. So the H equals 10. You feel like we do it already. But no problem. More mass equals better mass. Over here is the same thing. This time they gave us the height, and I want us to find the base. So this time they're going to say half the base, which is B, times the height of 10 is equal to 60. This half of this 10 is 5. So 5 times the base equals 60. I could divide the 10 over here now and say half the base equals 6. And so the base equals 12. The base equals 12. So this is the answer right here. I could do it already. No problem. More mass equals better mass. This question gives us a diagram. All right. It says it's a triangle resting on a square. So this is a square. And the height of this is h. So if this is a square, it means that this side is 7, just like this. So this is 7. So the base of this triangle is 7 centimeters. Over here is 7 centimeters as well. Down here is also 7 centimeters. Question says, if the total area of the diagram is 63, what is the height? Total area of the diagram is 63. So total area of the diagram is 63. What is the height? So we can say, okay, the area down here is 49. 7 is 49. And if the area of the whole thing is 63, that means that this area is 63 minus 49. Agreed? 63 minus 49 is how much? How much? 63 minus 49 is how much? 63 minus 49 is how much? Huh? 63 minus 49 is how much? Huh? Yo, 63 minus 49. 14. Yo, 63 minus 49 is how much? Huh? Let me try to get enough wake up. All right, so this is 14, right? 14. I never say it wrong. I just want enough wake up. Just want enough wake up. Just want enough wake up. So the area is 14 centimeters squared up there. So you know now that this area, when I work it out now, this area of 14 is half this base times this height. So you know that half of 7 times the height is equal to 14. That's what you're working on. See that? So the height is what? Divide by the 7, I multiply by the 2. So the height becomes 14 times 2 over 7. That becomes 4. Height is 4. So this is the height. All right, but I understand that, right? All right. I mean, there are multiple ways to do it, but I think this is good enough. All right. Up here, they give us same question, 2 different ways. This and this is the same question. So up here, let's do this one first. it says the length of one side of a square is 5. So if that is 5, remember again that this is 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters. All right. And the height is 4. And I put that on the diagram, right? The height is 4. It says, what is the total area of the figure? So the area of the base, which is 5 squared, plus the area of the triangle at the top, which is half base times the height of 4. That's what we're working out. So this 5 squared is the area of the square, and this is the area of the triangle at the top. So it's 25 plus, this becomes 10. So it becomes 35. So that says this 35 right here. Over here, they said, if the area of the triangle at the top is 14, what is the area of the compound shape? Right? And this is a square again. So this question is forcing us to find the base, which becomes the length of the side of a square, by telling us that the area of the triangle at the top is 14. So if we're doing that, we know that we're trying to find this base. Let's call it x for now. So we know that half of x times the height of 4 is equal to 14. That's what we know. This half of this 4 is 2. Divided by 2, you're going to get the x equals 7. The same question, you know. So the x is 7 centimeters. Then you want the total area. So you need the area down here. You know, the top area is 14, you know. So the area of the whole shape. Let's do it down here. So now the area of the whole shape becomes the area of the rectangle down here, the square, sorry, down here, which is 7 squared. Is 7 squared plus the 14, which was the area of the triangle at the top. 14. So it becomes 49 plus 14, which is the same 63. It's the same shape, you know. So the 63 here. So the same shape, but they ask the question another way. Well, actually, it's actually this one over here. So this question is this one over here. Those two questions are the same. Right? Same information over there. All right. Some cuboids now. This one says the volume of the cuboid is 320 cm cube and the height is 5. If the cuboid has a square base, so the base is a square, we can call it x by x. X by x, the square. What is the length of the side of the square? So you know that it becomes the area of the base times the height. That is equal to this 320. Right? Area of the base times the height, that is equal to 320. So the area of the base is x squared. So you know that x squared times the height of 5 is equal to 320. So we divide by this 5. So x squared becomes equal to 320 divided by 5 is same as 640 divided by 10. It becomes 64. And they square root it. So the x equals 8. Just square root it. So the x equals 8. That is it. But that's not a calculation. All right. Over here, the same calculation, but this time they want the height. See, they give it the area of the base now, you know. They give it the length of the side of the square now is 8. It says, again, the volume is the same 320. And they say the height is h. And the length of the square of the side, the length of the square base is 8 centimeters. So this is 8. So this is also 8. It's the same shape, same object. For the reverse calculation. They ask us what is the height now. The answer is going to be this 5, you know. What it is that the area of the base is 8 times 8. 8 times 8, which is 8 squared, times the height is equal to 320. This is 64. So the height is equal to 320 over 64. If you cancel that down, divide 2 by 8 and so on. So divide this by 8, for example, and divide that by 8. It's going to cancel all the way down to 5. Cancel down to 5. All right, that is it. Next question over here. So much page of measurements we have left. All right, 2 pages and a single question. This question set multiple ways as well. This question set multiple ways. It says at a party, a number of guests were served 15 liters of champagne. Each guest had 2 glasses of champagne, and each glass held 150. So it means that each guest got 300 milliliters, right? So that based on this information, each guest had 2 glasses, and each glass had 150. So we can say that each guest got 300. So we can say it's 300 milliliters per guest. And they say, assuming no spillage, how many guests there are? This is the total amount served. And each guest got this. So all we need to do to get the number of guests is divide the total amount served by the amount that each guest got. We can't work in milliliters and liters at the same time. So we have to recognize that this 1500, this 15 milliliters right here, is the same as 15,000. 15 liters is 15,000 milliliters. That's the total amount served, and each guest got 300. So to know the number of guests, you're going to divide the 1500 by the 300. Simple as that. So the number of guests is going to be equal to the total amount, 15,000, divided by how much each guest got, 300 total. That works out to what? 50. Yep, 50. Because you divide these 2 zeros, they're doing 150 divided by 3. That's 50. So this works out to 50 guests. So the answer is this one. Same question over here, so you know. Same situation, but asking something different. It says 50 guests had 2 glasses of champagne each. Same information now. Each glass held 150 milliliters. So you see each guest getting 300 again. How many liters of champagne was used? But I want it in liters. And there were 50 guests, right? So based on this information, 50 guests, 2 glasses each. So it's 100 glasses that. 100 glasses. And each glass held this amount. Each glass held this amount. So the total amount becomes this amount in a glass. No, this number of glasses, this amount in each glass. It becomes 100 glasses times the amount in each glass, 150 milliliters. That becomes 15,000 milliliters. 15,000 milliliters divided by 1,000, you get 15 liters. 15 liters. So the answer is this, 15 liters. The same question, or the reverse information. Same question, reverse information. All right, this one says, on leaving Trinidad, the time on a pilot's watch is 23 hours. 23 hours means that there's 1 hour left to complete the day. When he arrives at his destination in the same time zone on the next day, his watch showed 0300. It means that he has gone 3 hours in the next day. How many hours did he fly? He flew for 4 hours. 1 hour up to 24 hours and then 3 hours the next day. But argue with that? 1 hour to complete the first day plus 3 hours the next day. So you travel for 4 hours. It's straightforward, right? Because 23 hours means that you have 1 more hour to complete the day. And then you got 3 hours in the next day. So it's total of 4 hours. This one says, on leaving Trinidad, the time on the pilot's watch, same question now. Time on the pilot's watch is 2300 hours. Again, when you arrive at the destination, the same time zone, and the next day is what showed 3 hours. So again, the time that he's traveling for is 4 hours. But this question adds some more information. If the average speed is 625 kilometers per hour, then the distance covered is 4 times 625. If he's doing 625 every hour, per hour means every hour, and he traveled for 4 hours, then his total distance is 4 times 625. So this becomes, the distance becomes 4 times 625. He's doing 625 kilometers per hour. That means every hour he does 625. And so if he travels for 4 hours, then the total distance is 4 times 625. Which one of them is this? A is the answer now. Because the 4 times 600, let's break it up. 4 times 600 is 2400. Plus the 4 times 25 is 100. That's 2500 if we were to work it out step by step right back. Let's put this in red. The answer is this one. 2500. All right, that's it. Okay. Here again, an aircraft leaves A at 1600 hours and arrives at B at 1930. It means that it's traveling for 2.5 hours. Traveling at an average speed of 350 kilometers per hour. A and B are the same time zone. The distance traveled, the distance from A to B is what? All right. So the time that he traveled from 16 hours to 1930 hours, everybody know that is 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours that. He's clocking 550 kilometers per hour. So in 1 hour, he does 550 kilometers. So total distance is going to be 3.5 times 550. So the distance traveled is going to be 3.5 times 550. That's what you're working out. Which answer that look like? Let's work it out step by step. Let's work it out in red. Okay, as a calculator and the examiner. So we're going to do 3 first times the 550. Step by step. 3 times the 500, that's 1500. Then 3 times the 50, that's 150. That's done by the 3 first. Then we have to do half of this now. Half of the 500 is 250. And half of the 50 is 25. That's what I'm adding up. So this is done by the 3. This is what I get when I multiply by the 3. What I get when I multiply by the half. Multiply by the 3.5. So this is the 3 times 550. Break it down. And this is a half times 550. Showing you the breakdown. That's what it is. And the other part of those and see which one it is. So, firstly, it's not this or this. Those two out of it. Because you don't have no 0.5. So it's this one or this one. All right, so these give me 5. This give me 1, 2, because you have 5 and 5, 10 and 2. So the one with the 2 is the answer now. 2, carry 1. Then we have 6 and 3, 9 and 1. So you see the last one. So if you want to work this out by doing 3.5 times, that's fine. But you can't use a calculator, something have a break on the calculation. What did I do? I'm doing 3.5 times 550. I said, okay, I'm going to do 3 times 550 first. I break down the 550 into 550. 550. So first, we do the 3 times the 500. 3 times the 500, give me that. Then 3 times the 50, give me this. So those two account for the 3 times 550. Then I'm doing the half now times 550. First, half of the 500 is this 250. Then half of the 50 is this 25. And then I'll just add them up piece by piece. So you can't use a calculator. So I'm just showing you a way that you could work it out. If you can't use a calculator. All right. Well, that is the answer right there. All right. Next question. A man leaves his home at 22:15 hours and reaches destination at 04 hours on the following day in the same time zone. How many hours did the journey take? All right, let's break it down. Let's break it down. So 22:15 up to, let's break it down step by step. 22:15 up to 23 hours. That is how much time? 45 minutes, don't it? Which is 3/4 hours, right? Then from 23 hours to 24 hours, that's another 1 hour, don't it? 1 hour. Then from 24 hours to 4 hours to 04 hours the next day. That's an additional 4 hours. So it travels 5 3/4 hours. This is 3/4 of an hour. 5 3/4. See it here? Let me put the 45 here as 3/4 hour in red. This 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. Can't use a calculator in exam, guys. That's why you have to break it down. Break it down. You can't use a calculator. All right, so go step by step. That is it. So it's basically build up the time from 22:15 up to the 4 hours the next day, step by step, and add up the time. That is it. All right. Next page. I think you have this page and then this one question over here. We're done. Take a break. This question says, a rectangular garden plot, 50 meters long, 12 meters wide, is used to plant fruits and vegetables. 80 meters squared of the plot is used to plant vegetables. What area is used to plant fruit? So the total area minus 80, I want. See that? Total area minus 80. That's what you want. So it becomes the total area. Let's write it this way. Area total minus 80. That is the area that is used for fruit, for planting fruits. What is the total area? Total area is 15 times 12. 15 times 12, Mr. Shaw. Subtract 80. What is 15 times 12? Or 12 times 15? Same as 6 times 30, which is 180. So it works out to 180. 180 minus 80, which equals 100. So the area is 100 left. So the total area minus the 80. That is it. All right. The volume of a cube of edge 6 centimeters is 6 times 6 times 6. 216. 216 is the answer. This becomes 36 times 6, you know. So it can't be any of these answers. Can never be one of those. All right? 6 times 6 times 6. That's the volume. Volume of a cube of edge 3 is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 times 3, volume of a cube. 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27, right here. This question is easy. What about cube of 10? Same thing. 10 times 10 times 10, 1,000 that, right here. So all these questions are the same. 2,500 millimeters expressed in meters, they divide by 1,000. Same question, listen up. Divide by 1,000. Divide by 1,000. So it's 2,500 millimeters. Divide by 1,000, you get meters. Which is 2.5 meters. All right, so the answer is this one. Same question we did earlier. Let's divide it by 1,000. All right, that's that. Over here, same thing. 3,800 millimeters in meters, again, divide by 1,000. So here, you're gonna divide. Let's put here is gonna become 3,800 over 1,000. That becomes 3.8 meters right here. Easy. It took us we'll do this question already. It took us speed about 9 hours to travel distance, 108 kilometers. What is the average speed? The average speed is the distance 1,080 over the time of 9. So it becomes 120. 120. All right? Because 9 into this goes 12. I have this 0 on it, so let's get 120. So the answer is 120. We did this question earlier. It's a repeat question. That is it. Next page, last question before we take a break. I think this question came on the 2022 paper. 2022 paper, this question was on. I could not get a clean copy of the 2022 paper. Search and a search and a search, can't find a clean copy. It says, this one refers to the following diagram, which shows the compound shape made up of a rectangle and 2 identical semicircles at either end. So these are 2 semicircles over here, semicircle and a semicircle. And they have a rectangle in between there, right? A rectangle inside here. The length of the rectangle is 15, as you can see. It says the perimeter of the figure. Okay, so let's look at it. So this distance across here from end to end is 27. And inside it says 15. Then the remaining distance here and here becomes the radius, right? Radius, radius. So we can basically say that, find the radius. We can subtract the 15 and then divide by 2. Or we can say 15 plus 2 times the radius of the semicircle equals the 27 there. But I get that? So 2 times the radius equals 27 minus 15. 27 minus 15 is 12. 2 times the radius equals 12. So the radius is 6 centimeters. I know they want us to tell them the perimeter, right? So the perimeter becomes, let's do it in red. This length, which is 15, plus this length, which is 15, plus this half a circle and this half a circle. But the 2 half a circle really make a whole circle, right? So we can say the perimeter then becomes 2 times 15, that's the 2 long sides, plus the circumference. 2 half a circle becomes 2 pi r, where the r is 6. So this becomes 2 times 15 is 30. Remember this r is 6, you know. Let's put it there. The R is 6, right? So 2 times 6 is 12. So you get 12R plus 12 pi, sorry, 12 pi. Oh, but this answer not there. Oh, the factorize out of 6 on it. Okay. They are factorized out of 6 out of it. So we just need to factorize out of 6. Factorize out 6 out of this, we're going to get 5. Out of this, we're going to get 2 pi. 5 plus 2 pi. 5 plus 2 pi. See here, 6 into 5 plus 2 pi, this one. This one is the answer. So I don't remember this question coming back on any other paper, guys. So you can look out for it and look out for a change on it. I don't remember this question. This is the only time I remember seeing this question. 2022. So you can look out for them changing something on it. All right. But that is it. All right. So we're going to take a short break. And I want to come back. I'm going to do statistics. Let me see how many pages we have of statistics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pages of statistics. But some of the questions are really easy. 9 pages of statistics. Coming back to. All right. So let's take a little break. Let's take a little 15 minutes break. 6:30 now. Not so bad. Started off at 5. All right, let's take a 15 minutes break. One moment, please, one moment. All right. Let's run through the statistics. All right, let's go. This one is a two-part thing, 39 and 40. Refer to the following table, which shows the number of books that 58 students bought. So a lot of the time when doing this question, you need to know what is the score and what is the frequency. Right? So this is the frequency. These are your scores. If you're calculating mean and mode and these things, is one of these. All right? Your score. Your score is a mean, mode, median, range. Those are score values. All right, number of books bought by a number of students. It says the mode of the number of books bought. So it's the one that corresponds to the highest frequency. This is the highest frequency. And so the mode number of books bought is 5. 5 books. The mode of the number of books bought is 5. Correspond to the highest frequency, not the 13. So they put the 13 as a bit for the answer. The mode is not a frequency, it's a score. So it's the score that corresponds to the highest frequency. Next part says the median number of books bought by the students. The median number of books the students bought. So there are 58 students, right? And the number of books bought are already in ascending order this way. So I'm going to zoom up and show you how you have to deal with this now. All right. So you have to basically want to count the number of students until you reach half of the 58. Now, the median corresponds to half of the n plus 1/3. So if you have 58 students, they divide it half and half. It's like you're going to have 26 and 26. All right? And that's the same number here and the same number there. This is that even number. So you have to add one to get the position of the median. So the median is right the average of the 26th and the 27th. I'll put arrows on it. The average of the 26th, the last of the bottom half, and the first of the top half. The last of the bottom half is the 26th student, how many books he bought, and the 27th. You're averaging the number of books bought by the 26th and the 27th. So how you find those now? You have to add up these numbers this way. What this is, is that you have 9 students bought 3 books each. And you have 9 more students who bought 4. So you got 18 students already. So when you reach here, you reach 18 students. So you're adding up until you reach the 26th student. So here you have 9 so far. And when you reach to here, you have 18. And you're going to add this 13 to that. You're going to get what? 31. 31, right? So see here now, it means that the 26th and the 27th student are both inside here. But you can understand that? But understand that? Because when you finish the first 9, you have 9 students. Then this now you account for 18 students. Then from the 18 student to the 13, and you have 30 more students here. You got 18 plus 13 is 31. So it means that this group includes the 26th and the 27th student. So it means that the 26 student bought 5 books and the 27 student also bought 5 books. So the median is 5 books, right? So this person bought 5 books and this person bought 5 books as well. So the median is the average of 5 plus 5 over 2. That's Q2 equals that, which works out to 5 books. So the median number of books bought is also 5, right here. Understand that, guys? We'll move on. Online, understand that? Micah, you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Moving right along. This one says, the table shows the frequency of scores obtained by students in a test. Again, you want to know what is the frequency, what are your scores? So these are your scores, these are your frequency values. All right, so 8 students scored 2 marks. 4 students got 3 marks and so on. It says the range of the scores is the highest mark minus the lowest mark. The highest mark minus the lowest mark is the range. That's 10 minus 2, which is 8. 8 scores, 8 marks. That's the range. The modal mark, the one that corresponds to the highest frequency. This is the highest frequency, and it is 8 marks. That's the most. That's the modal mark is 8, corresponds to the highest frequency. Don't put 9 as the answer now, guys. The mode is not a frequency value, it's a score value. It's a score that corresponds to the highest frequency. So the mode this time would be this value right here. 9 marks. Score of 8, sorry, 8 marks. All right, that finishes that one. Over here, similar question. Same question basically, but maybe they change some of the values. So again, what is the modal score? Again, you have to know what is the frequency, what is the score. These are your scores, these are your frequencies. Remember, the mode is a score value. One of these is a mode, not a frequency. So the mode is the one that corresponds to the highest frequency. The highest frequency is 12, corresponds to a score of 8. So the mode again is 8. 12 is the highest frequency. See there? That is it. All right. This one says the median of these numbers. First thing you want to do is make sure that they are in ascending order. That's the first thing, which they are in ascending order. How many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Since there are 10 values there, you're going to have to calculate the median as the average of the middle 2. We divided 5 and 5 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the median becomes the average of the 2 middle values. The average of those 2 values in the middle becomes the median. Q2, which is 6 plus 7 over 2. I could just look at this and say 6.5 is between 6 and 7. 6.5 is the value between 6 and 7. See there, 6.5 is the median. This one says, item 13, I refer to the following scores obtained by 11 students. What is the mode? The mode is the one with the highest frequency. Now, these are not in ascending order, so you have to be careful. They are not in ascending order. 3s look like that, the highest frequency to me. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 3s. Highest frequency. Nothing else occurred that number of times. So the mode is 3. Let me leave them underlined. 4 of them. Next close one is the 8. There are 2 8s. 5s. There's only 1 5, 6. There are 2 6s. There's 1 7, and there's only 1 less. So the mode is clearly 3. One that had the highest frequency, most frequently occurring score. All right. Easy so far. Then we're going to go on some pie chart now. This question says the pie chart below shows how a student used 12 hours in studying English, math, French, and geography. All right. It says the amount of time spent approximately was 12 hours in the total time is 12 hours. The amount of time spent approximately studying math. The amount of time spent studying math approximately. So math here, so this look like 190-degree, you know. It's about a quarter of the time to look at it. That's what I want you to do, really. Approximately, that look like 90 degrees. Math look like 90 degrees right here. And 90 degrees is quarter of a circle. See, if you divide it this way and this way, the math is about 1/4 of the circle. Math alone is 1/4. See there, so 1/4. All right, 1/4 of the circle. So math is 1/4 of the 12 hours, which is 3 hours. Right here. Yes? Somebody have a question online? No?
No,
Okay.
sir.
All right, good. So divide it out like that, so that the math is about 1/4. This is 1/4 of a circle. There's 1/4 of a total. Smart is better. Keep it simple. 1/4. All right. So this one over here now. So see this question, I set this question about 3 different ways, you know. Remember it. I said this same question 3 different. I think this is actually the same question here. So yes, the same question, you know, here, so here, so. But I give the information different ways. All right. It's the same question. Let's look at it. Let's see what the approach is going to be. So in this one, it says, it refers to the, it said item 43 refers to the pie chart, which shows the popular games played by 720 students. So the total in there is 720. 720 students total, right? We'll look at it now. They give some of the information as percentage. And I give this one in degrees. And then this one is 90 degrees. So you don't want to be working in percentages and degrees at the same time. So they're going to be working in degrees, or you're going to be working in percentage. And look at it. They ask us how many people play cricket over here, which they don't give you any information on. So it's either going to be working in degrees or going to be working in percentages. All right. Now, if you're working in degrees, the total angle is 360. If you're working in percentages, the total percentage is 100%. So these values you can either way, either one you decide to work in, you can work out easily, right? Let's say working in percentages. This is already 30%. This 36 degrees represents 10% of 360, you know. 36 degrees is 10% of 360 degrees. So this 36 degrees in here represents 10%. I'm going to work in percentages. So this here will be 10%. Here, tennis will be 10% of the students. 10%. And this 90 degrees is a quarter of the circle, which is 25%. A quarter of the circle is 25%. So inside here, this is 25% of the students. So the remainder of the students would make up 100, bring the total to 100. So these 3 over here, in terms of the percentages that we have, this one, and this one, that is what? 65%. Because this 10 and this 30 is 40. 40 plus 25 is 65. So we have 65% of the students accounted for in these 3 sectors, these 3. And put arrows inside. These 3 add up to 65%. And so the remainder inside here would be 100 minus 65. 100 minus 65%. What is 35%? So 35% of the students play cricket. That's how we're going to work it out. 35% of the students play cricket, and there are 720 students. And that's a calculation. How many students play cricket? 35% of them. Don't put this 35 in. It's 35 over 100 of the 720 students that play cricket. That is a calculation. That's what you're working on. 35%. All right, so just to calculate this now. We'll calculate this quick. If we cancel it down, or we can build up the 720 to 35%. We can work it as percentages. So we can do it like this. We want 35%, right? So we can say 10% is 72. And build it up. So 10% is 72 students. So you want 30% first. So 30% is 3 times this. And then now, let's write that. 30% is 3 times this. Now, 3 times the 70 is 210. And 3 times the 6 is, 3 times the 2 is 6. So it's 216 that. 210 plus 6, 216 that, right? And you want 5 more percent. 5%. So 5% more. 5% is half of this. If 10% is 72, then 5% is half of that, which is 36. 36. So the 35% is the sum of these two values right here. So the answer must be this 256 right here. So see there, 256. This add up to 256. 252, sorry, 252. That is it, 252. Or if you want to calculate it here, so it's 35 times 72, or 3.5 times 72. That's what it is. If you can't see it down. Whichever way you want to do it, that is it, 252. And here's the same question. But this time they give us the percentages. They give us those 3. So the 2 percentages that we worked out, the 10% up here that we worked out for tennis, they gave us. And the 25% that we worked out for football, they gave us. All right? So it's basically the same calculation. So inside here, these are on here again added to 65%. If you look at it, these are on here add up to 65%. So inside here again is 35%. So you see the same question and the same 720 students. Again, they ask you how many play cricket. Same calculation. 35% of the 720 students. Same this answer. And the answers are the same too, you know. See there? 31, 20, 300. See there? 31, 20, 300. So this is the same question, but I present different information. All right, that is it. Next question. Another pie chart. Same thing again. Oh, this is a repeat. Same thing again. But this time, they're giving something different. But it's the same percentages again now. 35% for the cricket. Let's see. Yeah, 35% for the cricket. 30 degrees, which is 10% for the tennis, and 25%. So they give us all the percentages now, right? Question says, if 180 students play football, how many students are there in total in the group? If 180 students play football, right here, which is 1/4 of everybody, how many students are in the group? So this represents 1/4 of the students. You can look at it this way. Football is 90 degrees, that's 1/4. 1/4 of the total. 1/4 of the total is equal to 180. So the total then is 4 times 180. So it comes back to the same 720. So it is really the same question. It is the same question, and CSEC just spin the information and ask you something different. So 3 different questions that will suit the same question. 3 different questions with the same information. All right, down here now. It says, Miss Clark arranged a test. Oh, let's go again. Miss Clark arrange the 15 test scores of our student in order of size and selected the 8th one. So he likes to select the median. All right, so she arranged them in order of size first, and then she selected the 8th one. The 8th one is the one in the middle. If there are 15 scores, the 8th one is the one in the middle. It to be 7 and 7, like 14, and you have the 8th one in the middle. All right, the 8th one is right here. That is the median, Q2. See, which of the following statistical measure did Miss Clark obtain to obtain the median? Right here. Middle of 15 values. The 8th one is in the middle. 7 and 7, and the median is the 8th one. That's that. Easy, 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 easy. Next question here. It says, in a box, there are 8 red, 7 blue, and 6 green marbles. 8 red, 7 blue, 6 green marbles. It says, 1 marble is picked randomly. 1 marble is picked up randomly. What is the probability that it is neither blue nor green? If it's neither blue nor green, it means that it is red. So it's basically asking for the probability of picking a red. What's the total number of marbles in here? 8 plus 7 plus 6. How much does that work out to? 21? That looks like 21. 21, right? You see on this here, 15 and 6, 21. So there's 21 total, 21 marbles total. And you want a red, so you want 8. So if you don't want a blue or a green, it means that you want a red. So probably this guy is asking for the probability of picking a red. So the probability of picking a red, I don't want a blue or I don't want a green. So it means that it's a red you want. So same as saying the probability of picking a red is equal to, how many reds there are? 8. 8 reds. 8 over 21. So the answer right here, so first one. 8 over 21. This question down here says, item 42 refers to the following chart, which shows the amount of fish bought in kilograms by the first 60 customers of the fish market. So there are 60 customers, all right. So this is the frequency up here now, and these are your scores down here. So make a note again. Up here you have your frequency, which are your number of customers. Down here are your scores, your X values, all right? So what you're basically saying is that 3 kilograms of fish was bought by 11 persons up here. So 4 kilograms of fish was bought by 10 persons right here, so and so on. 10 customers. All right. It says, how many customers bought at least 6 kilograms? Now, at least 6 kilograms really means greater than or equal to 6 kilograms. At least 6 means greater than or equal to 6 kilograms. So we're talking about these over here, so 6 or more kilograms. So you're adding up the purses over here. Greater than or equal to 6. I'm going to mark it this way. Greater than or equal to 6. These greater than or equal to 6. You want to know how many persons selected these? 6 or more. Let's add them up. So this is 11 up here, so down here, so it's 5. Right here is 5. Right here is 4. Right here is 7. Right here is 3. So you're adding up those for those who selected at least 6 kilograms. Adding those up. So it is 11 plus 5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 3. That looks like 30. Okay, this one is at 10. And this at 20. Yeah, 30 that. That's 30, guys. 30. That add up to 30 and says 30 people. Same question over here. But this time ask us for the median amount of fish bought. So the median amount of fish bought, how many persons bought fish again? 60 persons. So the median amount of fish bought is the amount of fish bought by the average of the 30th and the 31st person. So remember, you have the 60 persons who bought fish. Divide them 30 and 30. So the median is the last average of the last person down here and the first person over here. That's the 30th and the 31st. The average in the kilogram of fish picked by the 30th person and the 31st person. All right, so you're gonna have the data is in ascending order this way. See there, 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. And you have to add up the number of persons until you reach the 30th and the 31st person. So here we have 11 persons. Then here we have 10 persons. Then here we have, how much is that? 9. And we have 11. That add up to all the persons. So we're counting up the persons this way. Let's put them up at the top here. When we finish the first group, we have 11 persons accounted for. When you finish the second group, you add in these 10 more persons, you now have 21 persons. Then you have 30 persons right here. When you finish this group, 30. So the 30th person is one of these 9 persons. And the 31st person is one of these 11 persons. So the 30th person is in this group. Right here, the 30th person is here. One of this, in this column. And mark it this way. The 30th person is here. 30th person. And the 31st person is the first person in this group. 31st. So the mass taken by the 30th person in this group was 5 kilograms. And the mass taken by the 31st person in this group is 6 kilograms. So the 30th person took 5 kilograms and the 31st person took 6 kilograms. The average of the 5 and the 6 kilograms is 5.5 kilograms. So that says 5.5. So it becomes 5 kilograms plus 6 kilograms divided by 2. That's 5.5 kilograms. Guys, you understand that? But understand that? Online, you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So that is that. Let's continue. These questions can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Be careful. This one says, item 39 refers to the following histogram, which shows the number of children aged 4, 5, 6, and 8 who took part in a survey. Again, the ages are your scores. These are your scores. Number of children up here, the frequency. Frequency is the number of children. The data is about the age of children. That's the data. And here's the number of children. That's a frequency. What is the modal age? The modal age is the one with the highest frequency. The highest frequency is of 5. That corresponds to this age of 7. The modal age is 7, the one with the highest frequency. All right? So you can't put 5 as your mode, you know, guys. Because the 5 is a frequency. The mode has to be one of your scores, an age. The modal age, you see, is an age. Age 7, the highest frequency, the tallest bar. So the age is 7. The modal age is 7 right here. How many children took part in the survey? You just basically add up these. Add up these. These are the number of children. Add them up. All right. So this is 3. 3 of them age 4. 4 of them age 5. Age 5, there were 4 children age 5. 4 of them. There were 2 children age 6. 2 more right here. We said there were 5 children age 7. 5 up here. And there was 1 child age 8. 1 child age 8. So the total is to add up these. 7 and 2, 9 and 1, 10 and 5, 15. 15 I'm getting. Add them up. So the 15 here. 15. If you add them up. So it is 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1. So again, this and this and it's a 9, and I want a 10 plus 5 are 15. 15. It says a child is selected at random. So this is another question from another paper with the same information that was given. A child is selected at random. What is the probability that the child is more than 4 years old? So it means that you're not including the 4. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to know how many children, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're talking about the ones, these ages up here, so. Which means that you're talking about these children up here. These were more than 4 years. More than 4 years. 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 4 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1. That's 12. That's 12, right? This is 6. And 1 makes 7 and 5 make 12. Yeah, that's 12. Brain showed me 12 a while ago and then I lost it. That's 12. All right? Yes, 6 and 6, 12. 12 children. So it's 12 out of the, how many were there again? Total was what? The total was 15 children, right? So it's 12 out of 15. So the answer for this down here becomes 12 out of 15. 12 out of 15. 12 out of 15 reduces to divides by 3 and divides by 3. You get 4 over 5. Where is that? It's here, 4 over 5 is the answer. All right. That is that. More than 4 years. All right. Let's continue up here. Another question. The histogram again. Our chart. 41 and 42 refer to the following chart, which shows the number of books 58 students bought for a sale. So again, you want to identify your frequency and your score separate. The frequency is up here, the number of children. These are your scores. Number of books bought is your scores. All right, your data, your scores, and there are 58 children. So all of these up here must add up to 58. Let's assume that it is correct. All right. It says, how many students bought exactly 4 books? So 4 books was bought by exactly 9 students right here. So 9. 4 books bought by 9 students. See here, 9. Easy question. 9 children bought exactly 4 books. Next one. The median number of books bought by the students. Again, since there are 58 students, you're going to divide the 58 half and half, and you're going to find the median. Half of 58 is 26. So it's the average of the number of books bought by the 26th student and the 27th student, I average them. Right? So it's like you take the 52, the 58, sorry, and I divide it half and half. Let me set it up for you again. So the bottom half is 26 and top half is 26, right? It's 26. What was it? 58. It's 29. It's 29. It's 29, not 26. 29. It's half of 58 is 29. 29. 29. So you want the 29th, the last of that, and the first of that to get the median. The 29th and the 30th. You're averaging those two. All right? You're averaging those two. So you want to know how many books the 29th student bought, how many books the 30th student bought, and you average those. So you're going to count the students now. Remember, the data is already in ascending order in terms of the number of books bought. There are 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. Right? Already in ascending order this week. So you just need to count how many students you have as you go from left to right. So first, let's count it up. So this is 8. This is 9. Up here, so is 13. 13 students right here, so is 11. So make a mistake, you know. I would say 9 down here, so yes, 9, sorry. All right, then here is 10. Then here is 7. I'm going to count the number of students, children, go from left to right that way as we go from the number of books bought. So first we have 8. So after putting all the people who bought 3 books, we have 8. Then all the people who bought 4 books is 9 of them. So we reach now 8 and 9. We now reach 17 persons. Then we have 13 persons here. 17 and 13 is 30. 30. So we reach 30. What's we're trying to get again? Trying to get the 29th and the 30th. Good. So since we reach 30 when we finish this group, it means that the 29th and the 30th person is in this group. The 29th and the 30th person is in this group right here that bought 5 books. This group has the, when we finish this setting, we only reach the 17th person. And then these 13 persons that were added took us all the way up to the 30th person. So we finish this group, we reach the 30th person. So this group has the 29th and the 30th person there. The 29th and the 30th person. Each of them bought 5 books. 5 books. Each of them bought 5 books. And if you average 5 and 5, you're going to still get 5. So the median is 5. So if you come down, you're going to say 5 books. This person had 5 books. And this person also had 5 books. So the average of these 2 values is 5. So this is the median, 5 books. But understand that, we'll move on. You guys understand that? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
This question, I have to be careful on them, right? So that is it. All right. Then we'll come to cumulative frequency curve questions now. And this is a popular one. They set it almost every year, the same graph in recent times. Since I set it the first time, about 2021 or so, they set it every year, but they keep asking different things on it. The same graph right here. It says 41 and 40, 40 and 41 refer to the following diagram, which shows the cumulative frequency curve based on the marks of 200 students who took a driving test. All right, 200 is the total frequency, 200 here. Remember, these are your students up here. These are the marks that they get. Remember also that the graph really shows less than or equal to marks. That's what it shows you. It shows you less than or equal to marks. You can show less than marks to you, but this question is less than or equal to marks. I noticed they've been using, right? All right. It says the median mark. What is the median mark? Median mark is, so the median mark is a mark obtained by the one student in the middle, the 100th student approximately. So if there are 200 students, you want the 100th, you have to read the scale properly. You have to be careful with the scale. So right here says 20, for example. So there are 5 lines between 0 and 20. So each line is 20 divided by 5, which is 4. So each of these lines is 4. You have to be careful. That's on that axis. Let's work out the scale on the horizontal axis. This is 10 and 20. Well, each of these lines is 1. There are 10 lines over here. So each of the lines under here is 1, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so horizontally it's good. But on the vertical axis, each of those little lines, each of these little lines is 4. So we're looking for 100. So this is 80, and this is 120, Let's be careful now. Let's be careful now. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. So this is the position of your median, the 100 student is the position, not the median itself, but that's just the position of your Q2, approximately position of Q2. So you're going to come across on the graph. And it looks like it is right in between here. And I read them down there, so. My each line is 1, you know. So this is 30. This is 35, 36, 37, 37 and a half. So I'm saying this is 37 and a half, 37.5 marks is the median. There you go, 37.5. Nice and easy. Next one, the highest mark scored in the test. The highest mark scored in the test. So the highest mark scored in the test is out here. These are the marks, you know. So I would say 60 based on this, because these are the marks down here. So I say this 60 down here. All right. So let me see if 60 is the other answer. Yep, 60. All right. So 60 was scored by the person all the way up here. 60. 60 marks, the highest marks scored on the test. All right. Next one. All right. It's the same. All right. So it's the same graph, right? But these are questions from other papers. So you know, this is 40 and this is 41. This 41 is from another paper. This 42 is from another paper. This 42 is from yet another paper with the same graph. So they keep asking different questions with the same graph. So get familiar with it. It says, what is the interquartile range mark of the 200 students? So we need Q3 minus Q1. So we have to find Q3 and Q1. All right. So firstly, since there are 200 students, the portion of Q1 is 1/4 of the 200. It is 50. Or you could say it's the middle of the bottom 100 right here, so this is the 50th student. 50th student, middle of the bottom half. So you want the 50th student is Q1, which is right in between here. Is where 50 would be. So this now will be the position of Q1. So you come across on the graph right in between here. And voila, it's right on that line. So I'm going to say it is 30 marks. So I'm going to say this 30 marks is my Q1. You're going for Q3 now. Q3, you could say the portion of Q3 is 3/4 of 200, which becomes 150. Or you could say it is the middle of the top 100 up here, the top half. The middle of the top half up here. All right? Middle of the top half between 100 and 200, that's the 150 mark. All right, let's get something. All right? So it's a 150, you're looking for 150. So 140 here and 160. So 150 is right in between here, 150. This now is the position of Q3. Come across on the graph and you read what score Q3 is down on the x-axis. Looks like right on that line there. I would say it's right here on this line. Come on, you read it all the way down here. Pen just get fixed up. Read it all the way down until you reach the horizontal axis. That's 40, 41, 42, 43. So this I would say is 43. And that is my Q3. So our interquartile range becomes 43 minus 30. 43 minus 30. I'm getting 13. This is closest answer to 13. So I'm just going to mark it. So maybe what it is that on this one, right here, at this point, what it look like it reached it, still no matter. But that is it. So anyway, I get 12 and a half, I get 13. Unless right here, didn't reach the graph yet. Yes, that is it now. It's right here, so. As we come across here, yeah, you reach the graph. You don't reach the axis. I'll come across right in the middle. Anyway, it don't matter. You know, it's 12 and a half, right? As an approximation anyway. So we get 13 to the 12 and a half. That's it. All right, next one says, oh, this one is related to the question as well. It says the lower quartile mark of the 200, we worked it out, you know. We say it was 30, see here, 30. 30 is the lower quartile mark right here. That is Q1 that we worked out. Q1. Another question might ask for the upper quartile mark. Right? So if I ask for the upper quartile mark, then I would say it's 43 right there. All right, that's not a different paper. This one now related to the same paper. If 38% of the students pass the test, what is the pass mark? 38% of the students pass the test, what is the pass mark? So that 38% is the 30% at the top. Remember, the students who get the highest mark are the ones up the top up here. So the top 38% who pass the test. So how many students is that? 38% of 200. So that number of students would be number of students who pass, number of students who pass the test. Is 38 over 100 times 200 students. That becomes 2 times 38, which is what? 76. 76 students pass the test. That is the top 76. Top 76 students. So to find the pass mark, what you can do is do 200 minus 76. Because it means that the number who failed. So 200 minus 76 who passed. What I work out? 200 minus 76 is how much? 124, right? 124. 124 students fail the test. So to get the fast mark, you can find what the 124 student got. I'm going to get an approximate value for the pass mark. All right, so we're going to find the 124th student and see what that mark is, and that will be the pass mark. Because you have to get above that mark to pass the test. All right, so we're going to go for the 124. Let's find it. 124. All right, where's 120? So 120 here, so right here's 124. Right here's 124. Remember, each line is 4. So right here's 124. So this is the 76 students at the top who passed the test. Up here, so 76 who passed the test at the top. So if you want to pass the test, you have to at least get the mark for this person get. 124th person. So you come across on the graph of the 124 line here. That's 124. and you read that mark down. This is the mark you must get to pass the test. Get more than this, approximately. That is a pass mark. 40 marks. 40 marks is the pass mark. This is the pass mark. $40 marks. And that is right here. Hey, so we're talking about a start. Hey, about a start the talk. All right. 40 marks to pass the test. All right. Let's continue. This one says, item 42 refers to the following diagram, which shows the cumulative frequency curve for the height of 20 plants. And there are two questions relating to the same diagram from 2 different years. Same diagram. This one says, how many students scored at most 40? Oh, this, so this is the wrong place. It's the wrong place, I think this is supposed to be over here, so. Why did I put that here? This is in the wrong place. I think it's supposed to be over here, Let's see. This relates to this as well. So how many students at most? How many students at most got 40 marks, 45 marks? Let's do it. Let's do this one in green. Let's do this one in green. It relates to the same graph. All right. It relates to the graph over here. This relates to the over here still, right? So how many students at most? You see, at most, 45 is the most. That means that you want how many people get less than or equal to 45 marks. That's what you want to know. So if you want at most 45 marks, you want less than or equal to 45. The graph will show you that. Just find 45 on the graph and see what number that corresponds to. What number of students that corresponds to. So it's 45. 45 is this line right here. This is a 45 line. Right here is 45. That's 45. So you come up on the graph and see how many students scored less than or equal to this mark. Remember I told the graph is a less than or equal to graph. So you come up on the graph and it will tell you how many persons got less than or equal to 45. Right here. So you come up here and you'll come across right in between here. That's it. This is 160. Remember, this is 164. And then halfway right here, going to become 166. 166. 166. 166. There you go. Told you this had to do the same question. 166. All right, guys. That's it. So this is for this question over here. So I need to go and adjust. Put this over on this side. Anyway, so this question now is asking us for the interquartile range of the measurements for this question. Interquartile range on this diagram. I'm not going to bother with this because I'm not seeing the scores. I'm just covering it up. All right, let me try and see if we can figure it out. Let's figure it out. Let's put on these in red. So this is 2. So this must be 4. This must be 6. This one will be 8. Put them under here. 2. This will be 4. This will be 6. This will be 8. And this will be 10. All right. That is that. And let's say they're asking us for the interquartile range of the measurements. The interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. All right. So if there are 20 scores, remember now, 10 is a portion of Q2. That's a portion of Q2, position of Q2. So halfway between the 10 and the 0 is 5. So this is where Q1 is. That's the position of Q1 at the 5. And 15 will be the position of Q3. Position of Q3. Halfway at the top half. So it corresponds to the 5 and the 15. So come across on the graph for the 15. And you read it down here. I'm going to write what that is just now. And then the 5 now is here. And you read it down here. All right, so let's examine the scale now. What's the scale of the graph? So there are 5 lines between 0 and 2. So each line is 2. Let me take this out. The scale is each line is 2 divided by 5. 2 divided by 5 or 0.4. Because 2 over 5 is the same as 4 over 10. 0.4. So each of these little line is 0.4. Each of these little line is 0.4. Careful now. Careful. So this is 2. This is 2.4. 2.4 this is now. This is 2.8. So it means that right here is 2.6. Halfway between 2.4 and 2.8 is 2.6. So this is 2.6. Q1 is 2.6. That is a Q1. Let's move this. This is a Q1. All right. And then over here now, let me draw about this line down here. So we're on this line, right? We're on this line. Remember, each line is 0.4. So this is 4. 4.4. 4.8. 5.2. So right here is 5.2. 5.2 right here. That is Q3. So that says 2.6 now because it becomes 5.2 minus 2.6, which becomes 2.6. So that says this 2.6. All right. That is that. Next question. So much question leave. Not a lot, not a lot, not a lot. So finish. So finish. So finish. Because these pages have like 1 and 2 questions done then. Here's another one. Another cumulative frequency graph. Says diagram refers to the item 44 refers to the following diagram, which shows the cumulative frequency polygon. So there's no such thing. The cumulative frequency curve, not a polygon. Of the length in meters of 20 fish that are caught by 2 fishermen. All right. It says the interquartile range of the length, same thing again. Q3 minus Q1. 20 fish. This is the halfway mark. This is the bottom half. This is the top half. This is the portion of Q1. This portion of Q3. So those are the 2 portions that we want. This is the position of Q3, not Q3 itself, you know, the position of it. This is the position of Q1. So you have to come across on the graph to find out what Q3 is here. And then we're reading it down. Looks like right here. We're going to have to get the scale and the horizontal axis afterwards. Right there. And then the portion of Q1 is this. I want to come across on the graph. And it meets it right here. This one looks easy because it's 10 small lines up to 1. So each line is 0.1. So this therefore is 1.2. That is 1.2 clearly. And this is Q 1.2. That is Q1. And this now is 3.5. 3.5. This is 3.7. 3.7, that is your Q3. So we are doing 3.7 minus 1.2. That is 2.5. So the answer is 2.5 right here. You just have to do it in the exam, guys. Forget it. You just have to work it out. All right. Over here, that's us for the semi-interquartile range. So it's basically half the interquartile range that we just calculated. So remember the semi-interquartile range, SI, semi-interquartile range is the interquartile range divided by 2. So we work on interquartile range over here a while ago. The IQR, this was the IQR over here that we did. It's the same question. Is 2.5, so we're doing half of that now. So it becomes 2.5 over 2, which is 1.25 right here. Not interquartile range, the semi-interquartile range. So you see, they give the same diagram on another year. This one asks for the interquartile range, and another year, they ask for the semi-interquartile range. And then here, this is another question on another year for the same diagram. What they're asking here. It says a fish is selected at random. What is the probability that it is at least 1.8? At least means greater than or equal to 1.8 meters long. That's what you want. How many fish greater than or equal to 1.8? You have to be careful. You're going greater than 1.8. So what you can do, you can find how many fish less than 1.8 and then subtract that from the 20. So we're going to find 1.8 on the graph. You want the ones that are greater than 1.8. All right. So 1.8 is right here. Let's use a different color for that. Let's use purple. So 1.8 is right here. This is 1.8. So you really want the fish them out here, so you know, which corresponds to the fish above here, up here, at the top. What we can do is find how many less than the 1.8 and subtract that from the 20. And you put that probability out of the 20. So what the 1.8 corresponds to? Careful now. 1.8 is this line. Come up on the graph here. The graph is going to tell us how many get less than 1.8. And I want how many get more. Come across and read it here. So let's read the scale properly now. So there are 10 lines between 0 and 5. So each of those equal lines is 5 over 10. So each of those equal lines is a half. Or I can say every other line is 1. See there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every other line is 1. All right. So reach 5 right here. So this is every other line is 1. 5, 6, 7. So this is 8. So it's 8. So 8 fish less than 1.5. So it means that 12 up here, so more than 1.5. Right? So the more I know how many get at least. At least means more. So the probability becomes right in purple, becomes 12 at the top. 12 out of the 20. See it here, so 12 at the top. So the ones that are more. So these 12 at the top, more than 1.5. 12 at the top. 12 top ones. Greater than or equal to 1.5. No, 1.5, 1.8. 1.8 kilometers long. 12 at the top. That is the answer. All right. Don't put 8 over 20, you know, because the question says at least. At least means 1.8 or more. If they may say at most, then you want 1.8 or less. 1.8 would be the most, but they say at least 1.8. At least 1.8 means 1.8 or more. So they can set by the same question here, you know, and just change the word here, least to most. Then the answer would be 8 over 20. Because at most means 1.8 or less. At most 1.8 means 1.8 or less. So if it changes word to at most, then the answer is going to be this, 8 over 20. All right. So you have to understand it. But they're okay with that? You guys okay? Online, you good? Online, you good?
Yeah, man, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Calcium, you good? Calcium.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you know. Okay. All right, let's continue. Soon finish. This question says, item 44, refer to the following table, which shows the results of a survey of 100 persons from two ethnic groups, P and R. Respondents were interviewed about their attitude towards mathematics. They must have good attitude towards mathematics here. It says, a respondent from the ethnic group P. So we're working in ethnic group P, guys. We're working only in ethnic group P. So a respondent from ethnic group P. So we are concentrating on ethnic group P, in which there were 60 persons in there. 60 persons total in there. What is the probability that he has a negative attitude? So it's 24 out of the 60. 24 out of the 60 persons in ethnic group P. Your statistics is narrowed down to ethnic group P. Your sample space is narrowed down to ethnic group P, which has just 60 persons in there. This can be divided by 2 by 12, right? So divide this by 12, we get 2. Divide this by 12, we get 5. 2/5. There you go. 2/5. All right, you're not going out of the full 100 anymore. You're going in ethnic group P. Here's another question on a different paper from the same table. See, same 44 again, the different exam, this one on. Same table, different exam. A respondent is selected at random. What's the probability that he has a positive attitude towards math? So because it's a respondent, it means that they're coming out of everybody now. You want it from the full 100 persons and you want it to have a positive attitude towards math. So you want to know the total persons who had a positive attitude towards math out of the 100. So the total person who had a positive attitude was 37 out of the 100, because they did not narrow it down to any particular group now. So it's 37 out of 100. 37 out of the 100. This one now is for the entire data. Entire set of persons. 37 positive out of the 100, which works out to 0.37. This is the answer for this one. Same table they gave, and ask something different for the same table. Over here, here's another one that asks multiple questions on different papers. So see, this is from one paper and this is from a different paper for the same table. Yes. Item 44 refer to the following two-way table, which shows the mode of transportation to school on a particular day for a group of 200 students. So the bus, the taxi, the walk, and the total, right? And you have the male and the female. Let's go. It says a male student is picked at random. So we're now working on the males. 108 males. We're working on the males now. So we are narrowing down the data to the males, in which there are 108 of them total, right? What is the probability that he does not walk? So if he don't walk, it means that he's one of these two. So it's 80 out of the 108. 80 out of the 108. What's the probability that he does not walk? 80 out of 108. What that reduce to? Simplify that down. What that reduce to? Yeah, but I know. 2 into this goes 40. 2 into this goes 54. 2 into this goes 20. 2 into this goes 27. 20 over 27. That's what you have to do in the exam. If you cancel it down gradually, you can use a calculator. So it's 80 over 108 reduces to 20 over 27. All right. Yeah, because this can be divided by 4 and that divided by 4 as well. That is it. And the same question, same data, different question here. It says, a student is picked at random from the group. So now you're coming from the whole group, not from the male. This one was a male student was picked. So look carefully, you know. Have to be careful because some of the same data, well, none of the answers are repeated, but still. A student is picked from a group. So you're coming from the full 200 students now, right? A student is picked from the group. What the probability that the student is a male who travels to school on a taxi? All right, so you're coming out at 200, that's the first thing. But you want him to be a male, who travel in a taxi. So a male who travel in a taxi is 50. See it here? 50. A male who travel in a taxi is 50. So it's 50 out of the 200 they're going for now. So let me put this part in blue. So working out this part in blue now. So a male who travel in a taxi is 50 of them out of the 200, because I took it from the entire group. That works out to be a quarter. This is the answer. All righty. All righty then. Next question. How much page left? 2 pages. Gonna finish in a jiffy. Yes. Remember, one more session tomorrow, guys. One more session tomorrow. All right. All other topics: functions, matrices, vectors, trigs, bearings, all other topics. Finishing off tomorrow. All right. This question says, item 40 refers to the following frequency table, which shows time taken by 20 students to solve a math problem. The lower class boundary of this class is 2.5. This class, lower class boundary, is 0.5 off that. It's halfway between this two and this 3. 2.5. This is the answer. Easy question, that one. It says 600 students write an exam. The probability of randomly selecting a student failing is 1/5. How many students pass? Firstly, if 1/5 failed, then 4/5 passed. 4/5 passed. So it's 4/5 of the 200 students you want. 4/5 of 200. How much is that? 5 into this goes 1 times 5 into this goes 4. 4 times 4. All right. How many students pass? Let's look at it. Oh, it's 600 students, not 200. It's 600 students. My mistake. It's 600. My mistake. My mistake. Right. So it's 4/5 times 600 students. Why did I see it's 200? All right. That's what you want. What that work out to? What does work out to? That's 8/10 times 600. Same thing. So it's 480 that, you know. So work it out. Easier. Change this to 8/10. So we can cancel this with this. And then 8 times that is 480. Sometimes I have to make the maths bigger to make it smaller. 480. All right. That is that. Next one says, see, same question. 600, different exam, same question. 600 students sit an exam. Probability of us selecting a student passing the exam is 4/5. Now they ask, how many students failed? 1/5 failed. 1/5 times the 600. That's 120. Same as 2/10 times 600. See that? This cancel this. 2 times 6 is 12. 120. 120. So sometimes you have to make it bigger to make it smaller. So it is. Next one up here. It says if the mean of 4 numbers, 4, 8, x, and 12 is 10. Now what is x? So just calculate it. So the mean would be 4 plus 8 plus x plus 12 over 4. They say that is equal to 10. You're solving that for x. So the sum of the numbers is 40. If I multiply the 4 across here, the sum of the numbers is 40. So what is it now? This and this make 20 and this make 4. So I have 24 plus x equals, multiply this over here, so I get 40. So we subtract this, we get x equals 40 minus 24. That's 16. Answer is 16. Let's make this like a smaller. I think I write it too big. Let's make it smaller. And shift this up. That is it, 16. All right, let me just double check that. Yeah, 24 minus 40 minus 24 is 16. And this is 12. And 12 make 24, yes. 24 plus 6. All right. This one says, when 3 coins are tossed simultaneously, the possible outcomes are head, 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 tail, head, tail, head, head, tail, tail, and so on, right? Where H represents head and T represents a tail. What is the probability of randomly obtaining at least 2 heads? This means 2 or 3 heads. At least 2 means 2 or 3 heads. So I count how many of them there. So let's underline them. 2 or 3 heads. So you have 3 heads here, 2 heads here, 2 heads here, 2 heads here. That's it. Half of them. That's it. 2 or 3 heads. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many possibilities are there? 8 in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 4 out of 8, which is a half. So probability becomes 4 out of 8, which is a half. Here you go. Half. At least 2 heads means 2 or 3 heads. All right. Coming to an end now. So this table, I set this table on multiple papers again. The same table. Mass and frequency, right? So this was on the 2022 paper. I know because I couldn't get a clean copy of it. This must be on 2021 or so. And see the same table again on yet another paper, right? And what they do sometimes, they change the values, they change the frequency value, they make some changes. But the same data. So this one up here says 39 and 40 refer to following frequency distribution, which shows the average mass in kilograms of a group of children in a school. Remember, this is a frequency. These are your scores. It's always very important for you to identify those things. The lower limit of the median class, you're going to find which class the median is in. Which class is the median in? And you want the lower limit of that class. That's a modal class, you know, median class. So the median class, I would say, is the class that the median is in, and you want the lower limit of it. So how many students are there? You have to add up the students here, so you have to add them up. This plus this plus this plus, what a wicked question. Add up all of that. You have to add up all of that to know the total, right? And they didn't tell us the total. You have to add them up. So let's add them up over here. Add up everything, and I want the one in the middle. All right, one in the middle. All right, let's go. So it's 29, 47, 24. Wicked, okay, I can't use a calculator. 24. Well, this one is easy. Because that's 39 and 11. That makes 50, right? 39 and 11 make 50. Because the 30 and the 10 is 40. The 9 and the 1 is 10. That's 50. So we're adding 50 right here. Somebody help me add up this now. 9 and 7 is what? 16, right? 16 and 4 is 20, don't it? 20. Then it's a 4 and 4, 8 and 2, 10, 150. Then you could just tell us 150. So everything add up to 150, right? So the median then is the 75 and 75. Let me copy this. Let me move this up here. So we have to add them up. All right, let's put it under here. So we have to add up these to get the 150. So the median group is what we need to, the median is a 75th and the 76th. So you have to take the 150 again and divide it 75 and 75. Think of it that way. All right, and because it's an even number, you have to calculate the median. So it is the last of the first half and the first of the second half. So you want the 75th and the 76th. 75th and the 70th. So you're going to have to add them up this way. So let's add them up. So we'll finish the first group, we reach 30. Reach 29, sorry, 29 years so, reach 29 years so. And they're gonna add 47. So 29 and 47 is 30 and 46, which becomes 76. Wow. So when you finish it, you reach 76. So it means that this is a median class. The 75th and the 76th is in this class. So this becomes the median class. Okay, with 76, which 29 years so, and then 76 years so. All right. So this is the median class. Now have exam tomorrow. All right. So this is the median class. Median class. And the median class, the lower limit is this 31. 31 is the lower limit of the median class. What a question. I think they meant to say modal class, you know, but it happens. It says, how many students have a mass at most 50? Remember, at most 50 means less than or equal to 50. 50 is the most. So how many students less than or equal to 50? So 50 here, so. So this guy talking about these, all of these. So 76 plus this 24, you know, you have 76 already plus 24. So see there's 76 plus the 24 over there, so which I can just add them up like this. Is 29 plus 47 plus 24, which is 100. Right here. Less than equal to 50. Again, there are two questions with this data. It says show the average mass of the children. Again, what is the upper? See, they say modal class now. I think that's what they wanted to say up here, so you know. And then make a mistake and put the word median. Upper limit this time of the modal class. The modal class is the one with the highest frequency. So this is a modal class right here. This is a modal class. Highest frequency is 40. Modal class. Modal class is this one. This one up here. So. And the upper limit is 60. Right? This is the modal class. And the upper limit is 60. Upper limit this time. So same question, this time I ask for the upper limit. How many students have a mass greater than 40 now? I see a while ago they say at most 40, at most 50. Now them say greater than 40. So greater than 40, mass greater than 40. So 40 stops here. So the ones that are greater than 40 are these. All right, so we're talking about 24 plus 40 plus 18. That's what we're talking about. What that add up to? This is 64 plus 18. So with that 2. So one with that 2. So this becomes 82. Yes, 82. 82. All right. So we'll finish now, guys. We'll finish. 8:18. So we'll finish 8 o'clock. Let's go to a break. I'll start a little bit late. So we're going good. This one says same information again on a different paper. This is 2022. It says the number of children who have a mass less than or equal to 40 kilograms. Less than or equal to 40. These are these. 68. This is the answer. 28 plus 40. 68. Less than or equal to 40 kilograms. That's it. It says the upper boundary of the median class again. See them come back with the median class. I guess we have to work it out again. All right. So the median class. What is the total? Is the total 150 again? Did they tell us up here? So we're going to add up this and find the median again. Wow. So this is 20, 28, 28 and this 12. I go step by step. Or this 18 and this 12. Let's do it that way. 18 and 12 18 and 12, go step by step. 18 and 12 first. That's these two. That is 30. And then this and this is 68. And then this 34. I guess I'll go step by step, 34. So that add up to 113. 132 this time, you know. See the value change. This time is 132. So if you have 132, you're going to divide it half and half again to see where the modal class is. So 132 divided by 2 is how much that? 132 over 2 is how much? 66, right? 66. 66 and 66. That's all? 66, don't it? Right? 2 times 66. 2 times 60 is 120, and 2 times 6 is 12. Yeah, 66. So you have 66 times 66. So you're looking for the last of this group, which is the 66th person, or the 66th score, and the first of this one is 67th. 67th. All right. So you're gonna count up here until you reach that. So this already reads 68. Wow. So it's actually inside here, so you know. God, this reads 68 right here. So 68, 28 and 40, 68. So these two values are in this group. So that's a median group. So this becomes a median group right here. It's a median group. The median is in there. Median group, or the median class. So, and also what the upper bound of the median class is 40.5. Upper bound is 40.5 right here. Upper bound of the median class is 40.5. That's that. Okay, and then we have the, oh, we're done. The time is good enough, and the length of the class is good. I said 3 hours. We took a 15 minutes break and we started a little bit late. So you see, it's really a 3-hour session for sure. All right, guys. So tomorrow now, we're gonna have these topics: relations and functions and graphs. Let's look at it. How much work we have to do? All right, let's go on the pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's one topic. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, some of these pages have like one question on them. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. See, like one question on this one. That's him going 24. That's 24 down there, and 2 topics. And then we have vectors and matrices somewhere up here as well. Remember, God, 24. I finish them quickly. So a lot of the pages have like 1 and 2. And these are easy topics. These are easy topics, not a lot of calculation needed on them tomorrow. So that's why I left it for last. So we have the matrices and the vectors somewhere up here. So where are you? Matrices and vectors. See it here? Vectors and matrices. See, just this. Not a lot of pages. So vectors and matrices. See? Matrices is just 2 pages. And vectors is 1, 2, 3 pages. So we can finish tomorrow. We're going to start tomorrow right here with the matrices. And then we'll just work down. But trust me, we're going to move through very, very quickly tomorrow. So I know that we can still take 3 hours to do it. All right, I'll work out when tomorrow take the break based on the number of questions we have to go through. All right, and we'll finish this off tomorrow. But these questions are really very easy. Really very easy. Finish. I went through these very, very quickly tomorrow. All right, these questions are really very easy. Vectors and matrices. And then the tricks and so on. So see you all tomorrow. All right. Remember, the video will be shared. You can all go back and look at whichever one topic you want to look at. See you all tomorrow. We'll finish off tomorrow. All right, bye, everybody. Bye, Cassian. Dante.
Yes, sir.
Dante, I see you.
All right. Is that sharp?
Yes.
Yes, up.
Yeah, man, you join late. You're gonna have to watch the video for the first part, yeah?
All right, sir.
I'll send the video to you. All right, cool. All right, I got. All right, bye. I'm gonna end it now. Yeah, man, cool.